Next up, our main event is Samoa Joe and Booker T. Samoa Joe gets the win in 12 minutes and 44 seconds. It's a cage match for the world title, and the cage is filled with weapons. Wade would say numbing weapons shots, garbage cans, lids, chair shots. Joe's going to bleed after a chair shot. Booker chokes Joe with an axe handle. Joe's using a diamond cutter off the top rope. The crowd was flat from following the prior matches, plus using the weapons kills building anything in the match. Again, they popped for the noises, but not really for the match itself. Booker uses an axe kick, but the lights go out.
Bingo. Seen that before.
They come back on, and suddenly Joe has a guitar and clocks Booker with it to take the title. The place didn't pop, partially because it's been a long time since Jarrett was on TV, and some people didn't make the connection. But Booker woke up and sold the guitar like he was freaking out. 2.5 stars on the Observer, 2 3/4 on the Torch. Overall, of course, Meltzer was critical of the show, saying it had a flat finish and a weaker main event, but maybe it was just because there were too many gimmicks. Do you think this match would have been better if there weren't weapons in the cage? And I understand why you would add weapons in the cage if you want to find a way to legally use the guitar. I guess that makes sense. But since we've seen it so much through the rest of the show, did it take away from it here in the main event? And why do you think there wasn't a bigger reaction for the guitar? Because you had been gone so long?
Oh, where do I start, Conrad? If you really want to go all the way back to square one, hindsight being 2020, start with AJ and Kurt. Nobody can follow that on the card. And I don't think we probably could put it last, but then you would have said, oh, wait a minute, you can't put your world title match with all the weapons. But look, let's play armchair quarterback here, Conrad, and feel free to jump in. But if we would have started with Kurt and AJ and just torn the house down and done everything we needed to do and pop with Sting and get all that going and put the knockout 6-man before the main event, would we have had a different reaction? My gut says yes. And I was harping a little earlier on show flow, again, just didn't make the right call because Booker and Joe worked their ass off. The storyline gave it to them. We wanted to start the tease. In the creative process, I can remember we all were like, oh, no, let's do the guitar shot. No, let's don't. They're not going to know what this meeting for. How do Mike and Don cover it that quick? Did they just assume? Just all those things. It doesn't matter what happens in the arena. We're going to use those images on Spike the next week to start telling that story. So don't worry if the reaction isn't over the top. That's, I can hear somebody in the room say, don't worry about, the audience that is going to be critical because nobody reacts to the guitar shot. But again, match order kind of put this match, backed them in a corner because a cage match with weapons in a story can create a lot of violence, but following AJ and Kurt, little difficult. So they worked their ass off and delivered a good match in what we needed, but they didn't follow the prior match with AJ and Kurt to this audience. I want to make sure I'm saying that to this audience that I'll call it the Philly audience. They love that athleticism and being exposed to the product for the first time. That won them over. And so it was just hard. It was hard to kind of take a right when they were going down the road so well with the Kurt AJ.